place that's helped me to grow, you know, and helped me to become who I want to be. You know, even I often kid on the job. People talk about a ring. I said, well, if that's all they want, I would have had a ring made up. You know what I mean? I just had someone make me up a ring. You know, call it stay-at-home ring. You know, get the state to make it. You know, because I don't think I would have had the heart to be able to leave in a situation like that. Sometimes you have to know when you need it. And I think that that's where we're losing out at today. We don't have people today that, or they're in height, you know, they're not getting the full spectrum of the stage like they should, of the world stage like they should. We don't have people that's die-hard anymore. You know, everybody's going out after me, and, you know, there's a consequences and there's a price to pay with that. I don't go along with what the owner has said, you know, and I think that that's why Reverend Jesse Jackson stepped up and said, wait a minute now, you don't own this guy, you know. And Jesse basically referred to it as almost like a master and slave relations and things like that, which, you know, a lot of people say was off point. But I think that the Reverend Jesse Jackson went that way because, you know, when you have, when the owner of the team, the way he went down on LeBron and things, you know, you are instigating in a way almost a lynch mob, because I would be frightened to go back to Cleveland, you know, after what the owner said. I don't think I would show up no more. And if I did show up, I have all kinds of bodyguards. I wouldn't show up in Cleveland anymore behind that right there. But when you have things like that, you have to be very careful when you say stuff like that, because I mean, he really went deep into beating this guy up. We've never heard a team owner that went down on someone like this guy went down on LeBron, you know, and the names and the words he called him, you betrayed us and this, that, and the other. You know, you got people in the street literally burning his jersey. You know, we've never seen this before, you know, in the sport arena thing. So I understand why the Reverend Jesse Jackson had to go deep like that and to say those things, because again, he was just trying to diffuse something, you know. Here it is. I'm going to read it. I thought we had audio on it. Let me just check and see if we do have audio on it. I don't see any audio on this right here yet. Okay, here it is. The Reverend Jesse Jackson says Cleveland Cavalier owner Dan Gerbert sees LeBron James as a runaway slave, and that his comments after the forward decided to join the Miami Heat put the player in danger, which I totally agree. Shortly after James announced his decision Thursday night, Gerbert fired off an incendiary letter to Cleveland fans, ripping the 25-year-old and promising to deliver a title before James win one. He called James' decision cowardly and later told the Associated Press he believed James quit during a handful of Cleveland playoff games. So he's saying that he believed that James forfeited those games, you know, that he didn't put his best into it. Jesse Jackson says comments personify slave master mentality, and the owner should face a challenge from the league. From messages were left Sunday night seeking a comment from Gerber and the Cleveland James and the NBA, which I go along with what Reverend Jesse Jackson said. I thought, even that I'm not a basketball enthusiast, I thought that his comments were so off point. You know what I mean? You know, this guy had went way to the left. And again, I'll say this right here again. Would I have left Cleveland after making so much money? No, I would have not. I wouldn't have left, even if it meant, you know, winning this ring or whatever. With my character, I would have just brought my own ring and called it a day. You know what I mean? I brought my own ring and just said that it was a ring to stay home. You know what I mean? A stay home ring. I wouldn't care about the ring, because the idea is that sometimes you do have to look at from whence you come. And again, when we look at the young man's life, you know, single parent, that's not a negative today. But when we look at his life and everything, we see that you know, it was rough right here. Him coming up young like that, and then he didn't even have to go to college to play ball, and so he was able to still make, you know, I mean, NBA money, millions and millions of dollars or whatever it is. I think that I would have stayed. I don't think that I would have opted out like that. But again, I want to say this to the fans. You know, I think that also that you spend too much energy on professional sports. I think that you put too much in it. From what I understand, sometimes you keep your kids out of school to go see the opening game. You understand? So I think I honestly think that you put too much effort and too much energy into professional sports, and so him being a athlete, I guess he feel like you feel. I mean, he's just opt out to win, regardless. How the same way if there's a Yankee baseball game going on in New York, that you keep the kids out of school, and sometimes you stay home from work to go see that game. Now, I'll go see the game at night, but I'm not going to keep my kids out of school for that game because I don't want you to believe that. These are rich people that's hitting these balls. You understand what I'm saying? I got to go to work. These are rich people. Not for nothing. These are rich. These are, and you know what? I hate to say it, but a little wake-up call that their kids will probably never, ever, ever deal on even terms with yours. So chances are that your kids may never marry their kids. You understand me? I hate to go that way, but just a little wake up call. These are millionaires out there. You understand me playing the game, but you do it. So we can't blame Levon so much. So all right, I got Carmen in here. She's here, and she's going to talk about some things. I'm happy that you were able to make it, introduce yourself and your program and everything.